Hello, good evening, hi, how are you? Hello, we're back. Hi, it's DM Dan here, calling you on the velvety smooth airwaves of YouTube.
Oh, keep going, Dan, keep going.
Hello, how are you all doing? I've got a Carl and I've got a Lane with me. Hello.
Hello.
You all good?
We are good. Well, I'm good. I speak for myself, but yes. I'm well.
Amazing. Lane, how are you doing?
I just got off of a shitty work week, but I'm here, so I'm better.
Good. Yes, and I hope that whoever's watching, if no one else, Sheldon specifically. Hi, Sheldon. Are you doing good? So yes, this fortnight, we're going to do something.
Fortnite Battle
Royale.
Royale.
We're going to do Fortnite tonight.
We're doing here right now.
Yeah, I'm reaching out to a new YouTube demographic.
Never been done before.
No. It's this new indie game called Fortnite. I don't think anyone's heard of it. No, this fortnight we're going to have something a bit less raucous than what we did last time.
Last time was glorious, though.
Which was the scribing of the Tavern Between Dimensions one-page RPG. I mean that. I'm not ashamed to say that is still incubating. Because I have not discovered the personal willpower or spiritual strength.
Too many thick bee-infested dystopias to shift
file
through.
that into a one-page RPG. But it is coming. Don't worry, it is coming. I promise this to you all. No, what we're going to do is something a bit more kind of clerical and administrative. For those any who's watching the actual plays that we do, the Explorers of Elsewhere campaign is designed to be this kind of dynamic, procedurally generated campaign that's kind of fleshed out by the games themselves as we play through them, with the whole idea of like, we're re-exploring the world. But I've realised that there's no actual record of what has been discovered thus far, and I've realised as I've been putting like place names on the videos to say where people are, I kind of sat there and went, where the hell is Sarin's Plains? I've just come up with that. I've not really kind of committed that to parchment, digital parchment. So we're going to rectify that. We're going to sort that out. And then while we do, we're going to have a little chat and natter, because that's what we do. There's no nonsense. All sound good?
That sounds good. That sounds good with me, at least.
Good, big celebrity. Well, just before we crack on, been doing anything fun over the past week or two? You two?
I have a new board. What do you think?
Every day is a journey of discovery.
It is. It's been a lot of fun, actually. It's not without just boring everyone. It's been a very interesting journey these past 3 months, and it's a lot of fun. Knackered, but it's a lot of fun.
I'll bet.
Not a lot of time for games, much to my chagrin.
Yeah. Get used to that feeling, son. I think.
I just want to play Baldur's Gate.
God, speaking of things I've been doing.
Oh no!
speaking of Baldur's Gate.
Speaking of other tiny indie games that no one's heard of, yeah, Baldur's Gate. Lane, what have you been doing over the past?
I have been playing Baldur's Gate and getting into Magic the Gathering again.
Oh no, those are two time sinks that will not coincide with one another.
It's definitely something I'm going to do. I'm going to get my son into Magic the Gathering so he has no money for drugs.
I mean, it's Magic the Gathering or Warhammer, isn't it? Like that's
right. Yeah, and I'll have both of those over like.
Hey, just think, it'll be like Warhammer 40k 16th edition by the time he's old enough.
Probably, yeah.
Carl, it's going to be, and my friend Lane's coming over with her commander deck to give you a game. And then I pull out my fucking Nine Fingers King Gates deck. And just like, right, you're going to learn today.
I have heard the rumors of the Final Fantasy decks, and just, I really want to, I want to see what cards there are and build a Shinra deck. Or a Final Fantasy 9 party deck, so maybe like a VV Steiner, because obviously from EOE we know I seem to really like Steiner as a character. Build a Steiner VV deck, just magic and swords and it was so much fun.
Yes, it will. Right, I'm gonna let you two carry on nattering while I turn on. Bam.
I mean, I'm also kind of curious with this map, Dan. You know, as you said, it's a player-driven thing. I wouldn't mind chipping in every now and again. You know, the starting. I did name the starting town.
This is it was a group effort, wasn't it?
It was a group effort, but you know, I presented the option.
Yeah. But okay, so we're currently unsure what's what. Sheldon, yeah. So Baldur's Gate, it's a game that no one's heard of.
Yeah, like.
No one's playing it. In fact, I do have this kind of idea. It's a very unique idea of playing it on the internet. Because I think it could be popular.
No one else has done it before. I think you will be a first.
Right.
For playing it, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Right.
So, anyone who's like art program savvy, who's currently experiencing an aneurysm because they can figure out what program I'm using without seeing the edges.
Hate this so much, so much.
It's not about the artist, Carl. It's about the top. Wait, no, that's not.
I've said so many times there's so many better programs, but you just. I mean, granted, you're a master of this one. Like, some of the things I've seen you do, while it gives me so much anxiety, I am sometimes really impressed by what you end up doing.
That is my MO.
Even though sometimes you have to click like 40 times to get like the same result you'd have to click while on another program.
Yeah. And every click is thought out.
Every click
Meticulous.
just is like boring into my brain.
Yes. So, this is actually just an hour to prove that Paint.net is the most superior art program available to the world.
So much.
Adobe.
I'm still using Fireworks 8, so.
I was gonna say, like, Adobe, get out of here. GIMP, not even worth it. Like, Paint.net, boom, mwah, kiss. Right.
I'm flattered, Dan, but I don't want to kiss.
Right, so the map thus far, we started in a Varos, and then there was a very long way, and then
and then we arrived.
A very long way, and then oh crikey, I'm gonna have to go through like the episodes one by one. Okay, so yeah, there was a road to mountain, wasn't there? Like, this isn't going to be the map, by the way. Like, the map isn't just going to be arrows and words. I'm just trying to.
That's it. That's the map.
This is
it's an ASCII map. You know, you're going to go over and do it all in ASCII.
Cool. Right. All done. Like, everything.
Thanks.
Yeah. So the road.
You know, next intro, it's going to appear just that.
Yes.
Yep.
So
so the road is long.
Yeah. So there was, because we said there was like, I remember there being like 3 weeks worth of travel before. 2-3 weeks of travel before we kicked in. So
yeah, and there was a couple of sites that we didn't stop at because one of the characters pushed us on.
Yeah. So there's. So the road to the mountain. Now the mountain in particular was magic-y. It was scooped. I remember,
like everything else, it was fucked up.
Like everything else, there were floating rocks.
Yeah, there were moats, wasn't there? Like, it was almost like the whole top of the mountain was just floating.
Yeah. Okay. So magic-y scooped floating rocks. So then there was the winding mountain path, which I think came after we saw it. The thing. So yeah, we were going. Oh no, because that was on the other side of the mountain. We went up the winding path, and as we came down, we saw the floating rocks. Okay. So we're going to shoot.
Back up.
Okay. So then it's Paint.net, everyone. Bulk. So it was the mountain, and then it was like the windy. Well, it was a windy path up the mountain, wasn't it? So
yeah.
I guess really, I can just put mountain, because that's not going to appear on the windy bit. Isn't going to appear on the map.
Unless it's a named road, then it might.
I mean, the world suffered from an apocalyptic event, Carl. I don't think anything's named. We're naming it. Like as Dan's naming it in the editing.
I mean,
suite.
things probably had names before. They've just been forgotten.
Yeah, but that's like saying, "Oh, this is Oxford Square," but it's currently in Delhi. Like, is it Oxford Square? This is almost like a more extreme version of like Ship of Theseus, is it? Like, is it?
I mean, you have to replace enough of the Constitution parts for it to like be whether or not it's
Yeah.
the same thing or not.
Like, is it the Sussex Downs if it's no longer in Sussex or Downs? Like, what, you know, if it's like Norfolk Ups, it's just. Don't worry, Sheldon. I think there's only about 40 people in the world that have got a PS5. But yes, yes, I'm also hearing very good things about it. Right, so we did the
Mainly
mountain.
from Lane.
Mainly from Lane. So we did the mountain, and then we did. So then there was a forest. You guys chilled out in a forest.
We did, because obviously then we split
That's when you
off.
fought the Chimera, and
Yes. And then we found the Time Temple.
Yes. Well,
Well, there was the crevasse, and
Yeah,
then
so it
on the
was
other
a
side of
forest.
that was a...
forest that was big enough to walk 1 hour through. And then there was. So tell you what. Okay. So tell you what. Let me see. So there was and then there was the ravine, which led to the tunnel to Hydraean Temple. Bish bash bosh. On the other side of that forest, we know that there was like windy hills. Excuse me. Windy paths. So that would insinuate mountainous still.
Which, I mean, would you, again, using the South Downs as an example, would you call the South Downs mountainous?
Yes. It was a snowy forest.
Snowy forest.
So that implies height, altitude. Okay. So yeah, realistically, it'd be a big. Yeah, if we're coming off the back of a mountain, then this is the mountainlings that kind of linger around a mountain, right?
The mountainlings.
Hills, Dan. They're called hills.
The mountainets. So the windy
I
parts.
think I saw that band in a Bristol gay bar.
So after that, you. Well, because I think I then
Well,
described it.
here's
just
a
like
question I actually
downhill.
have. Here's a question I actually have, Dan, because we know there's the Crystal Forest near the New Prosper. But how does Crystal Forest like etch around, or is it a part of another forest and we walked through the normal part, and then in the north half it was the Crystal Forest? Like, you know, is the Crystal Forest part of the forest but different? If you know what I mean.
That's a very good question, Carl. One we shall discover the answer to together.
Which would mean there's a forest between, or at least a forest after the hills before getting to New Prosper.
Well, so the windy paths. So, because you guys came back out the forests, which were carnivorous. Some of the trees were trying to eat you.
Right, yeah.
You thought it was just a throwaway joke, but Dan remembers carnivore. Okay, spelling mistake. So yeah, there was a carnivorous trees. There you are. See, paint.net, boys and girls. There was a windy path, and then I think at that point you travelled a bit more, and then ended up on the cliffside, right?
Yeah, I believe so. Because we chased after the Chimera, didn't we?
Yeah, but that was after it attacked you when you
On the
got to the
cliffside.
cliffs. Yeah.
When we got to the cliffside, that's correct, yeah.
So sea cliffs. And this is obviously where New Prosper gets founded. or as those in the know,
Dribblesville.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So
We miss you, Dribbles. Mr.
I don't.
Dribbles. You were.
So we know. Okay, so from the sea cliffs, from New Prosper, we know that we've got.
I mean, it's more of a tube map than a map at the moment, Sheldon. You know.
The next station is
New
New Prosper.
Remember, Sheldon. Prepare. Wait. Fail to prepare. Prepare to fail. That's sage wisdom right there. Right. So yeah, we had Echabosdir, and that was like 1 hour. No. How many hours? I think it was like 2 to 3 hours walk. So that's like 10 miles, give or take.
Well, it's because here's what I can't figure out. Because obviously there's the big sort of like, is it a sea? And they cross the sea. So is there sort of like a landmass that connects them down the bottom?
Huh? What are you talking about, Willis?
Well, is Echabosnia on the same landmass as New Prosper? Okay,
yeah,
so
like as you were walking to Echabosdir, the sea was always to your right.
Okay, yeah.
So we know that there's the Crystal Forest, which I named. Oh, did I name it Crystal Spine?
I remember Crystal Spine.
Yeah.
I think it was on the video.
I think we also called it Nope.
The Nope Forest, yeah.
No, just Nope.
So there was a Crystal Spine Forest, but I do know, because I had to edit this in, I had to double check this. Saren's Lowlands?
Potentially.
And I was like, who's Saren? We don't know. Maybe we never will.
I mean, for a place that supposedly has no names, like... it was...
on the way to Echabosdir, there were wetlands. I can't remember what those were called, but I'll just do swampy bits, I guess. So we had a wetlands there. Obviously, just off from New Prosper was the Chimera Cave.
Mm-hmm.
So that entails, well, I guess that's kind of part of the trees north of.
Yeah, it'll be whatever the overall forest is that connects the Crystal Forest.
Well,
because obviously New Prosper's been logging, hasn't it? And it's been cutting down the forest around it. So there has to be enough forest for there to be enough wood. There, it hasn't made that much of an impact yet.
Okay, I think that's good. So you guys, you've been quite a way.
Well, one thing we also need to, on the other side of Varos, is Lys, Glasmere, and Hugelstadt, because we know that they're at least close enough to Varos to.
Well, yeah, I mean, we're talking like.
I mean, this is just the route from Varos to New Prosper.
I mean, if we're talking. Yeah, like at somewhere.
Yeah, some distance, somewhere.
So it's Glassmere, and
Glassmere on the map is somewhere.
Just a question mark.
Yeah. Hugelstadt? Question.
It's on a fold-out piece of paper, just like you fold out like Hugelstadt that way.
Hugelstadt is a question mark because we don't know if it still exists.
Yes. It's been a rough year. Okay, I think. Okay, we can focus on. I reckon we can focus on sort of like this bit in the middle here. So now the next question is, how on earth am I going to do this? So I do have. Completely forgot that I have to pay for it.
Oh yes, Incarnate.
But I do.
Oh, Incarnate's so good.
Incarnate. So let me just.
I haven't used Incarnate in ages.
Yeah, same.
It's had a lot of updates.
Right, incarnate.
Oh, I wonder if I still.
Here we go. How you doing, Sheldon? We're not moving too fast for you, are we? Because I'm worried I'm moving too fast for me. So you know, there you go. Oh god, I'm gonna have to like tab back. Is that gonna kill? No, it's okay, we're good. We're good. Right. So, how am I gonna gauge?
How are you gonna do this?
How am I gonna gauge like scale? How does this work? Every day's a school day.
We need to get Birdie in. That's Oh, Birdie, teach us.
I wish. Right.
If you're watching, Birdie, comment.
I mean, like, what? Where are the little scale bars? Because at least I can like be an utter caveman and use my thumb to figure out how big things are. Like, I haven't got a scale bar. Where's the? Have I not?
Isn't that the top?
Where?
I don't know. Top right? No.
No.
I'm not getting a good enough view of it, but wow, we should really figure this out before we start streaming, shouldn't we?
Epic stamps. That's. These aren't epic.
Well, I guess we're not going to ever be sponsored by Incarnate, are we?
This is
Incarnate just sponsors because this is how we teach people to use it.
Yeah.
Our system is so easy to use, and now just don't listen to Dan Tyree because
if Incarnate ever want to put out like a training program, they can use me as the advert for why you need it. Oh, one of these silver titles? No. What's that? No. I mean, I'm okay. With every passing moment, I come closer to YOLO.
I think it's time, Dan. It's time. Like,
right. They forced me to. Boop. Can you even see? Yeah, you can see it. Okay.
yeah, we can see it. We can see it.
Cool. Right, that's it. Map done.
Hey,
complete.
love
Oh,
So
it. Best map.
While I start figuring out, I'm guessing alt tab back, aren't I? Whilst I'm figuring out what's what, Lane, tell us all about, without any spoilers, Baldur's Gate.
so it's D&D.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Okay, so actually, one of the questions I've got, because I've seen that they say, like Larian have said, like it is very, very D&D, and from what I've seen, it looks very, very D&D. But, is it like hardcore D&D? Because like in Celesta, for example, if you screw up, that's it, like game over. Like a lot of the fights were quite surprisingly. Why is this not colour again? A lot of the fights could be quite lethal and deadly because, like, you know, the AI was just programmed to just go ham. Is that kind of? There we go. Is that kind of the case with?
It depends. So there's 3 different difficulties.
Mm-hmm.
You've got storyteller, normal, and tactical.
Okay.
Storyteller is the one I'm playing on for my first playthrough.
Yeah.
Just because I want the story. And it's not been that difficult so far. But that's because I am playing on the easy mode.
Sure.
I had friends who are playing on tactical who are like, okay, this has suddenly changed from a story game to a... I am playing a survival RPG.
Well, isn't that like most D&D games? It's a survival RPG because it depends on your DM.
Well, I mean, this is it because, like, in a tabletop D&D game, like the DM can like put their foot down or take their foot off the gas at any given point to like ramp up or ramp down the threat as need be.
you can change difficulty at any point in this game.
Sure, but does like if you go to easy mode, do like the demons suddenly decide that it's lunchtime and they're not going to they're not going to eat your downed wizard?
I've not ever had a enemy attack a downed character of mine.
Oh,
on easy mode.
It is easy mode.
Yeah.
That's when the DM just isn't pulling the punches.
Ah, interesting. Okay. Because yeah, like I'm genuinely considering trying to get 3 others to do a like in the commas live stream co-op playthrough.
I mean,
So
I'm down.
Fun to watch.
I mean, you'd have to be stumm and no spoilers it.
Yeah.
Because I realise, because you can't really do
Yeah.
the companions in that situation.
I mean, what I'd love, Dan, is if whoever does get involved in that, you roleplay it. you roleplay it.
I mean, this is that's kind of the idea of it. Like, if it was being mountain, if it was being
a mountain,
like you just proper roleplay it.
Yeah, I would.
And then I feel like because the story is so edgelord, like the characters just have to be utterly bumbling idiots. Like it's got to look like an episode of the Rugrats. Like, and that's the only way that because I'm also a little bit worried that I don't understand how anyone can stream that game, considering just how non-streamable the game can be. And I know there's a streamer option to hide the willies and boobies.
Yeah, but that's boring. I want to see titties.
I don't think that saves us.
Well, it doesn't save us from ourselves.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Here's the thing, right? I know I used Incarnate for the intro video for the Elsewhere intro. The title scroller thingy. And all of my knowledge of this place has left me.
Yeah.
I feel like Gandalf sitting on a rock in Moria. What?
I have no memory of this place.
What? Mount... I swear I used Parchment World. Did I not use Parchment? I didn't use that. I definitely didn't use that. Sheldon, help us out, mate. Where's the cliffs function? That would be recreating our old characters and importing them into Baldur's Gate 3 would be like watching your favourite cartoon characters on the set of Hostel or Saw.
I have told my friends that are playing this game, don't make your actual D&D characters in this game because you're going to be disappointed with how they're going to turn out.
Don't make characters you like. You care about.
You're going to miss.
Honestly, I've literally said, don't make your old characters in this game. Make a new character that you're going to get attached to. That's what I've done.
Yeah. That's what I think. I do feel instead of doing anyone we kind of... This is what I mean about the whole Rugrats thing. I'm going to play a character and I'm going to call him, Peewinkle. Because that's the only way I'm going to be okay with, Peewinkle tripping over and falling off a mountain. And now I have to replace him with his identical brother, Beewinkle.
KC too.
Yeah.
Another one thing I will say about the game that I'm not liking so far.
Oh, you're not allowed to say that.
It's still based off of Forgotten Realms, based D&D lore.
Well, I mean...
Well, yeah,
so
it's Baldur's Gate. Of course it's going to be Forgotten Realms lore.
Yeah, but it's still...
But
it's still in stuff Drow are evil.
Oh, I see. I see.
Gnolls are monsters with no recourse.
Mm.
all goblins are evil. It's still all of that.
I see. I see.
Yeah, I thought for a minute it was like, oh, I'm just upset. It's like it's Forgotten Realms. I'm like, but yeah, of course it's gonna be Forgotten Realms. Like, I get what you mean now.
What?
It's not that it's because it is Forgotten Realms. It's because like it's still Forgotten Realms lore.
Yeah.
But then, I was under the understanding that they've already updated the lore to introduce like green drow, like the good drow.
I mean, they are to an extent. I'm playing a drow paladin in my solo run, and you're not just gonna go around and be like, some random person's gonna be like, oh, you're a drow, you need to die now.
Right.
But you'll still have someone going, like, you'll have a pair of tieflings go, oh fuck, you're a drow, kill her, and then just attack on sight. Like,
you do have that.
It's not the overall thing, but people will still do it. It's yeah.
Yeah.
So I was laughing at a comment, not the topic matter.
Yeah.
My apologies.
It would be, well, I was about to say it'd be really good to have a D&D game based in Eberron, forgetting that D&D Online is a thing. Like, I feel like as MMOs go, I think a lot of people have forgotten that D&D Online is still alive. And as I understand,
I mean, when it comes to like MMO market, there's only really sort of like 2 that anyone ever considers anymore.
I mean, I occasionally play Neverwinter.
I remember Neverwinter. That was a thing, wasn't it?
Neverwinter Nights was what really got me into sort of like wanting to start playing D&D.
You nerd.
Yeah, you should be thankful. Like, if it hadn't been for Neverwinter Nights, I would never have approached you and asked you if I could join one of your D&D games.
That's very true.
And we wouldn't be friends to this day.
Yeah, I have never.
You wouldn't have shared that drunken kiss, and
I've Neverwinter Nights to blame for all of this.
Yes, you went to like blame for your misfortune.
Cyclops, the recent Planescape. Well, I know. I'm going to be honest. I don't know that much about Planescape. Like, Sigil is well and truly on my radar. I have I'm trying to think if I ever actually just totes cash dropped Sigil and Lady of Blades, Lady of Pain, into a game. I think the 4th ed had like tones of Sigil, with Paladins of the Order of the Golden Chain. Like planar Paladin order, stopping like demons and that. But I don't know. I think it'll be interesting to see. Like we discussed in the past, it'd be interesting to see like non-traditional kind of D&D settings. But I could also appreciate, like, Dragonlance, from what I gather, was received pretty well. But from what I gather, Spelljammer was not. And also, like, Starfinder doesn't seem to have, like, aced the landing as well as,
Starfinder... There are other... I mean, I always harp on about one, which I'm not going to harp on again today, but there are other sci-fi, post-apocalyptic, dystopian, cyberpunk games, which are, I don't want to say better, but more established and kind of more well-known. I think Starfinder's kind of up against a very sort of saturated sort of sci-fi market. And yeah, as much as I love Pathfinder, Pathfinder sci-fi doesn't exactly sort of tickle me the same way that Pathfinder. When I could just play instead, sort of like, again, Stars and Outnumbers, which again has the sort of like what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Yeah, Worlds Without Number. Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. It's the same people who do Stars Without Number. What I was kind of talking about, like Worlds Without Number, Stars Without Number. I'm looking forward to his Cities Without Number, and obviously there's the fancy one that they do. But you know, it's a easy to play system with a lot of like danger and Cities Without Number, Stars Without Numbers. Yeah, I love them. I've been running a game at least up until the point my son was born and I've had to stop. But I have at some point, I know I've talked to you about this, Dan, I'd love to... Oh! Isometric.
Why did it take me so long to find out that this was a thing? Oh, good goodness.
Dan, that's a new emote you've got to have in the Discord.
Yeah, right. Oh!
Dan Gog.
It's... really want... Wild Sea, okay. I'll definitely give that. I got. Will I break the stream if I look at it right now? I might do.
You've said the word sea. I'm immediately interested.
Stream's still going.
Wild Sea RPG. Right, let's on Cyclops' instruction. Let's have a look. RPG. Ray Chu, a post-fall fantasy tabletop role-playing game. Yeah, it's on Kickstarter. It was pledged. Okay, so it is good to go. Oh, it's a UK one. Tabletop role-playing game. It's 2 to 6 players, inspired by stories like Sunless Sea, Bastion, and Baslag Trilogy.
Oh, okay.
Set in a world
Sunless
overrun.
Sea is so good.
So it's
I can hear Tilda sort of like going nuts for that because she loves sort of like the Sunless Sea, Sunless Sky.
So it's like
Alexis Kennedy is one of the best writers.
He did
this generation.
He did one of my favourite events in Stellaris, the worm, basically. And that was written
Alexis
by him.
Kennedy wrote on a Stellaris.
Yeah, he wrote one of the Stellaris ones. He wrote basically the worm, the what was shall be. That's his event. He wrote that.
You've just blown my mind. I'm not going to get into all of the stuff that happened with Alexis Kennedy because he was robbed and he was set up, but Alexis Kennedy is one of the greatest writers of all time, and you will never be able to change my mind on that.
You know who else was robbed? Anyone watching
me a few days ago on the street.
Oh, that's rough.
I'm joking. I don't.
Anyone watching this stream who thought they were going to see me make a map? Like I'm ADHDing so hard right now.
Horizon Signal, that's the one he wrote. Horizon Signal.
So it's 10 miles. How big do I make these grids, people? Like Ekabosdir is like 10 miles away.
Well, hang on. I mean,
so hang on. Right, we're gonna go right.
Dad. You know for a fact that a D&D character can walk up to 30 feet in 6 seconds.
We're not gonna do it. Okay, so we work on the idea that, like, let's say 4 miles an hour. If we go by the Dungeon Master Guide, so you can travel like, so if you said 4 hours a day because you had a caravan cart, so it's not like you were going to be hooning it. And you're traveling.
Dan, you're overthinking it.
No, there's no such thing. So if you're traveling like 8 hours a day, that is.
I think we should just leave it as this tube map. I think
32. Yeah, I'm just going to upload this to World Apple.
Put this up on the intro, just like little train going along.
32. Right. Okay. So you were I think it was 2 weeks that that the caravan was traveling before we picked up. So if we did like 14 times, let's say 30, that's 420 miles. Nice.
Cyclops makes a good point. You know, most medieval maps weren't built to scale.
This is true. Until I have to stop dropping it in with other maps. But I appreciate that concern is for a Dan in about 3 years' time. Okay, right. It would seem that common sense has won the day. Right, so yes, Wild Sea, 100% on it. I want that in my life.
Mm-hmm.
The thing that I find weird about like the sci-fi-esque RPGs that aren't like based off of like the cyberpunk Blade Runner style dystopian future.
The hard sci-fis.
Yeah. Like I sometimes get the feeling that they never seem to quite land, despite the fact that like Star Wars is just is Lord of the Rings with lightsabers.
But Star Wars, the most fun part of Star Wars, I used to run a Edge of the Empire game when I still lived back in Brighton. And it was mainly from the smuggler's point of view, so again it kind of fell back into like the more hard sci-fi sort of aspect, because it was not about the magical space wizards and their lasers. It was about, the most fantastical thing was hyperspace and the fact that you fired liquid hot plasma from your guns. But again, it still came back to the sort of hard sci-fi feel, but with aliens. And I think that's it. When you go too fantastical sci-fi, you may as well just be playing fantasy. Like, you can have high tech. High tech is fine and fun, but you got to keep it a little bit. I think sci-fi works when it's a little bit realistic and you kind of break it. That's why I love The Expanse so much. The Expanse is, it's realistic enough that it could exist, but it's still a bit far-fetched. Like the healing gel is not tech we have, but it's tech we could have. Or the Epstein drives, it's not tech that we have, but it's tech we could have. Like, and I think that's why sci-fi games can either fall down really quickly or work really well. You have to have the hard sci-fi element to them.
Yeah. I mean, certainly the one thing that I struggle... with all the Shadowrun that I played in the past, I appreciate that Shadowrun literally is sci-fantasy.
Eclipse phase.
Ooh. Yeah, I appreciate Shadowrun is literally what happens when you... is the love child of Tolkien and...
Yeah.
Cyberpunk or Blade Runner or whatever. But I find
Philip K. Dick and Tolkien
absolutely, yeah. It almost becomes too difficult. It becomes very difficult to write kind of contained storylines. Sorry, I should preface this by saying this is why I think I prefer using Powered by the Apocalypse and the Sprawl to stock Shadowrun, because stock Shadowrun is like a simulation, but there's just so much stuff that you can do in a futuristic setting, even in a modern setting. Oh no, how are we going to inform everyone of the diabolical doomsday plan? I'm gonna send a text.
I'm gonna tweet. I was not tweeting anymore.
It's a sense where technology almost makes every character a high level wizard from the get go. So yeah, kind of coming up with those stories. So it's not Star Wars kind of bypasses it by making everything low tech.
Well, yeah, Star Wars has the thing because it's a frontier still, and that's where it kind of works. When you go to the core world, sure, it becomes more that, but Star Wars is a frontier. It's Wild West, isn't it? Gunslingers, samurai.
Yeah, I mean that's what I mean. It's a fantasy game. It's a fantasy world in space.
Yeah.
Yay! Look at me.
But yeah, I've said it multiple times. At some point, I would like to run a Star Wars. I think people would enjoy it. The hard sci-fi expanse,
I am down to give it a try, even though I'm not a sci-fi fan.
That's the thing. I think it's also just because, not to toot my own horn, and Dan can obviously agree or disagree, but I usually prefer going in for just storytelling. The gameplay stuff is the gameplay will enhance that, but it's mainly for the story and the characters that I can make sci-fi enjoyable.
That's a tall ask. I'll hold you to it.
I haven't had a chance to test my DM chops on the channel yet because like the last game I wanted to play, unfortunately, we couldn't organise it in time. Then, but yeah, I haven't had a chance to show off my DMing chops. What does what do?
What am I masking? Huh!
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Oh, I could have done coasts like that all this time.
We're learning on this journey, this very, very odd live stream, but we're learning along the way.
My anger knows no bounds.
just let
My
go of that
fury
before
will be
our next game.
Swift and decisive. Oh, look at that. It just worked. Oh, wait.
It just works.
What happened?
Why did
I alter? Oh, that's habit right there, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think. I mean, well, talking about kind of sci-fi setting, I think I will classify this as a sci-fi setting. Is it the wrong way around? I feel like no, probably not.
Focus down, focus.
Like the stories that we managed to tell in the Fallout London games, I thought were incredible.
Yeah.
And to the point where, like, I was genuinely surprised that it felt like we were covering grounds that the games never really cover. Simply because the games are always seen from a human's perspective. So, like, Tim playing a ghoul and Tilda playing a Mr. Handy. But then, like, them fundamentally being... them 100% being protagonists. You got to see, like, between the two of them, they were kind of grappling with the idea of, like, how unfair life was in the Fallout world. Like, life in the Fallout world is pretty unfair, but it's even worse if you're a ghoul and a robot. And, like, you secondhand see that in the games. Because, Codsworth bemoans that he's been cleaning the front garden for 200 years. But you just never see it. It never really gets played out.
No.
And, so, what does this do? Oh, God. Oh, help. Help. There we go. So, I think, there were scenes like when Tim, who was playing Bailey, had that genuine moment of like, oh, we're about to go into a warehouse and murder a load of feral ghouls, which as people who've, who've played Fallout, don't even blink an eye. But for Bailey, they were like, these are my people.
I have to say, and Tim, if you're watching, don't let this go to your head.
Too late.
Yeah, Tim seems to be a very good player at knowing how to just hit those right emotional sort of beats. Like what happened, I don't think it's aired yet, but the way he's sort of been playing Galena and some of the things Galena does, it's just heartbreaking, and it's just so well told. And I think he's just got a real penchant for just knowing how to hit just those right emotional beats, but not too much and not be over the top with it. And I think that really worked with Bailey because it showed Bailey, the thing you never think about with ghouls and their slow descent into madness. Or
like
again,
you can get ghoul companions and like they'll kind of tell you the story, but like they never from memory, I don't think a ghoul companion's ever piped up when you just blow through a hospital's worth of feral ghouls.
No. But that's obviously where a lot of time I think with the companion, it's just sort of toe a line. They're sort of like complicit in a lot of stuff you do, but they don't really have their own thoughts.
Yeah, Hancock in Fallout 4 just loves it, doesn't he? But
the same sort of thing with what's his face, the synth in 4.
Yeah.
Like you just go around murdering synths, and again, just like he's a synth who's achieved sentience.
Spoiler. Oh, Nick Valentine?
Valentine, that's it. Yes.
Yeah.
Same sort of thing. Just goes around, just want and murder on synths, and it's just like, oh, synths have feelings too.
Yeah. Nah, they don't. No, you're right. Like it's just I just found it very interesting. So like from a role playing perspective, I 100% want to go back to Fallout. Just because I feel like there was just so... How do I... Oh, can I just do this? Oh, that makes my life so much easier. There's just... Yeah, just...
We got far on this map, didn't we?
Oh, so far. Oh, we've just watched...
We have a mountain and a town.
I think if I would go... Oh, no, I've deleted New Prosper. Yeah, there was just so much. So much fun. I really want to go back to Fallout, just because, like, the role play of Fallout more so than the mechanics of Fallout. I think personally, is a bit of a mistake trying to just port video games into role playing games. Yeah. Because fundamentally, like, what are we achieving when we do that? Like, who's the target audience? Because arguably, if you're making a video game into a tabletop RPG, you're never going to be as good as the video game, and you're certainly not being, like, you know, like, it would be like, you know, I'm considering, like, I'm very strongly considering playing Warhammer 40k Wrath and Glory, bringing that to the channel. If that game played like a game of 40k,
it'll be miserable.
It'd be miserable. Yeah, it'd be rubbish, wouldn't it? But like all of the role-playing games in the Warhammer worlds that have been thus far have never played like the tabletops.
No.
Like the good ones, anyway. So,
I mean, that's why I'm enjoying Darktide so much, I guess.
Well, yeah.
It's difficult in a tabletop RPG settings to have sort of just that much, you know, wanton chaos that you would get on the battlefield of 40k. Like, they're dropping titans and just, like, orbital bombardments. Yeah. That would obviously have to be a narrative thing, but you'd have to focus on such a small part of a battle that, you're never going to get that sort of grand feeling of, precisely, like, an entire planet of war.
I mean, D&D struggles at, like, large-scale combat. So to then kind of... Yeah, in 40k, it was just like, oh, we're just gonna blow up a planet.
Yeah, planets fall into chaos, blow it up.
Yeah.
It's like, they just grown, like, orange tomatoes. Chaos, nuke.
But I mean, that's very much a setting that I think there's just so much juicy stuff that you don't see as soon as you introduce Space Marines.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Just have a whole game where we just play orcs.
Well, I'm tempted. Yeah, the other... So, talking about, like, settings that are good, like, I forgot to... So, obviously, the video's come out about it now, but I've spent this week recording lines for Fallout London. And I 100% am not going to say anything about those lines, apart from the fact that they're very fun. The characters I've got are, I think, the best. As I've discussed in our chat, I've discovered that in the heat of battle, if I ever found myself in a life or death battle, potentially in a post-apocalyptic future, when I'm doing my, like, big battle cries, I'm going to give myself the hiccups.
So let me guess your dialogue. Is it like, I used to be a vault dweller like you, then I took a las gun to the face?
So here's the thing, right?
Carl, I'm banning you from the channel for that one.
You can't ban me the channel, I'm an admin.
I can say this because it's no spoilers. Okay, so we're good. Like, when I've been getting down to the nitty-gritty of it, sitting there and going, oh, this is the, must have been the wind. Like, I've had to, like, those lines have obviously been on my, like, record sheet. And I've sat there and just kind of gone, oh, like, and the question of, like, how serious do you play this? Like, do you go in with that steely, like, must have been the wind, and, like, and really believe it? Hello, cat. Or do you kind of go, must have been the wind, wink, like, how Because everyone knows what's up, right? Like,
You've just got a bucket on your head. Oh, I just want...
yeah, right. Oh, I wonder where they've gone. Like, so yeah, I've had obviously those lines.
Dude, they were right there. They looked like they needed a win. It's fine.
Those lines kind of really made me chuckle because I was like, oh, I'm actually like all those kind of little NPC snippets that you hear, and you just think no one would actually say that, but you understand why they have to say that, and then you kind of go, oh no, I'm actually saying it now. Oh no.
You become part of the system, Dan.
I am part of the system. Please tell me I don't have to... Oh, no. Wait, I swear I had a stamp. Is there a stamp? What does this mean? I don't want to rotate it. Oh, good God. Help.
Any questions,
Place
chat?
multiple.
Like,
oh,
well,
area.
we sort of like get to the last few minutes. Any questions from anyone?
Yes. Why is this not...
I can't answer that, Dan.
Terrible. Rubbish. Why? Oh, why is that not working now? Oh, I broke. Ah! This is
We're
why,
professionals.
This is why I don't get anything done on the channel. Why are we not? My opacity is up. Is it because I... What have I done?
What have you done?
What have
Are
I
you on the
done?
right layer?
Yes. Yeah, I'm on the... Yeah, I'm on the...
I
Yeah.
love the doubt there, Dan.
I what? I can't. What? Ah! This. Oh. Nothing is working. Wait, that's working. That's working.
Well,
Okay. For anyone who's interested, like, this is how long it's taken me to do this relatively small map. Just imagine my face when I went, oh, Hero Forge have got all the new face features.
oh, I can't wait to play with that. It gives me a lot of appreciation for Birdie and what they do. Like, you know.
It won't. I just. You know what? Okay, this is it. This is the map. It's done.
This is the map. Where's Varos? You haven't even put Varos on there. You've got New Prosper and Ichabod, but where's Varos at least?
Well, I would place it, Carl, but I can't, can I? Can I do a path? Oh, it's literally freehand. Okay. Sketch art map.
Oh, if it's all about favourite maps, I saw someone has done a Final Fantasy VII world map with key points in the story as like little chibi art all across the map. I so want to buy it and like get it up on the wall. Like it's amazing. And the Final Fantasy, one of my all-time favourite Final Fantasies, apart from 9 is my actual favourite. But yeah, that's my favourite map.
Why can't I place you?
What's your favourite map, Dan?
Favourite sketch art map. It's not this one. I can tell you that. Oh, I can picture it, but I can't think what it is. Circle round to me. I'm just gonna wrap my brain's
Lane.
turned to mulch.
I'm assuming then you're going to say Baldur's Gate.
Nah,
No?
the map's not that good. That's difficult, actually. Wait, what the fuck am I talking about? Eorzea?
That's pretty
Yeah,
good.
Eorzea
Pretty
is
good.
map.
Yeah, Final Fantasy 14 sketch map is pretty up there. Maybe I should just reach out to Square and get them to do my maps.
Reach out to Square and get them to sponsor us so I can run a Final Fantasy game.
Yeah.
And I
run
can
one
use the
anyway.
music. I can't use the music or the animals or the creatures or anything that has any of the names.
Sketch start. If we're going to do sketch start, as opposed to like more realistic kind of topographical map, the sort of like the stylized map of Hyrule
Ooh.
in Tears of the Kingdom Breath of the Wild. Just the way that they lay it out with like, I mean, it's the style that I 100% ripped off for the intro video for Elsewhere. That has, like, well, I mean, that was profound enough that I ripped it off.
Good map.
Hashtag not even ashamed. But yeah, it's all good. Right. What have I done? What is this? What is this?
I mean, you have achieved exactly what you set out to. Something that resembles a map of Elsewhere. Uncharted.
Right.
So meta. We're just gonna go meta.
I'm
with
going
it.
to add this to the pile alongside the one-page RPG of things I need to do in my spare time. Right. So, thank you for watching.
Whatever this was.
Whatever this was. Thank you for watching and thank you for listening. Thank you everyone in the chat for your comments. We really appreciate the interaction. Thank you Carl and Lane for
You're welcome.
sitting and chatting with us today. If you want to see the wild and wacky adventures that take place in this really fleshed out map, you should go ahead and watch the Explorers of Elsewhere Year 1 campaign. The playlist is on the channel somewhere. We release content pretty much every week, not at the moment because I'm recording live for Fallout, but otherwise, normally, we do D&D, we do non-D&D, we do live stream podcasts and the sort. So yeah, if you like it, make sure to hit the like button, comment down below.
Have we just fundamentally, just look at the map, have we just fundamentally created the Lonely Mountain?
Yes,
Like, are we going to get sued by the Tolkien estate?
maybe. Wouldn't be surprised.
God.
Wouldn't be surprised. But yeah, if you like what you see, make sure to hit the subscribe button and the bell icon for notifications when we upload stuff. So we've got actual plays, we've got shorts, we've got live streams, we've got all sorts. But
They're a lot of fun.
yes. So yes, once again, thank you all. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Toodaloo.